Christine Hunt is a co-founder of Song Candy, a first-of-its-kind community marketing agency. Song Candy's mission is to help brands cultivate engaged, lasting communities through immersive brand strategies that inspire, entertain, and connect. Hunt is a creative and data-driven digital marketer with over 14 years in the industry, optimizing across performance and brand marketing. She has a proven track record of success exponentially growing and recharging brands such as Sephora, e.l.f. Beauty, and Lulu's. Hunt's passion for TikTok began with the launch of Eyes, Lips, Face hashtag for e.l.f. Cosmetics in 2019, where she set a new precedent for brands to use original music in a hashtag challenge. The campaign went on to set records, reaching over 6 billion views, generating over 5 million UGC videos, and winning over 7 awards. The original branded music ended up on over 300,000 Spotify playlists with over 16 million streams. Paige Piskin has been named a legend of the metaverse by Vice, an artistic master of augmented reality by Meta, and the queen of filters by her fans. She has catapulted to viral fame with her artwork gaining over 100 billion plus views, with her artwork being used by Billie Eilish, Joe Jonas, Ariana Grande, Kendall Jenner, and Bella Hadid. Additionally, Paige is no stranger to the beauty industry, working with cosmetic companies such as Joah Beauty, L'Oreal, Urban Decay, and NYX. Hi guys, so I'm here with Christine and Paige, and you guys are going to share a little bit about what you each are doing. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in TikTok and creating beauty filters and a little bit about Song Candy. So I am excited to jump right in. Christine, do you want to just chat a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. And yeah, happy to kick off introduction. So I'm Christine Hunt. I'm a co-founder at Song Candy, which is a creative agency that really focuses on cultivating community. My background, I've got 14 years of experience in the industry and digital marketing. So started first on agency side, then went over to brand side with brands like Sephora, e.l.f., and Lulu's. But really when I was at e.l.f. is where I cut my teeth on TikTok and was really inspired. So I was part of the brand team that really led the charge of going into TikTok for the first time in 2019 with the hashtag Eyes, Lips, Face campaign, which later became like an award-winning campaign within beauty. But really the importance of that is it set the precedent for brands using original audio in their TikTok campaigns because TikTok is such a sound on platform. We were the first brand to do that with hashtag Eyes, Lips, Face. And it taught me the power of sound and community. And it's something that we continue to bring forward at Song Candy.
Oh, that's amazing. That's very cool to hear from like the other side of it. I mean, I use TikTok a lot, and it's interesting to hear how brands are using it to be like innovative. So that's nice. Paige, Paige, tell us a little bit about yourself. I was reading up about your beauty filters.
So I'm an augmented reality makeup and character artist. I create AR filters across platforms, and I create mostly makeup and character looks. So I started out by creating makeup effects just to try to recreate different makeup looks that I like in real life that I'm not really as capable of doing with regular makeup. I didn't go to school for makeup. I could do the basics, and I love makeup, but I'm not that good at doing the more complex looks. But I have a digital art background, so I'm able to draw the makeup using like tablets and stuff like that, using a pen. And so I figured this would be a great way for me to start just kind of like trying out different makeup looks I've always wanted to try and creating the characters that I grew up with and have always liked. So I started creating effects on Instagram. And then as I got more into designing them on that platform, I moved on to Snapchat. And then when TikTok rolled out Effect House, I started building effects on TikTok. And that was back last October. But I didn't really start getting into creating effects on TikTok till about January. And then once January hit, we had a couple new features rolled out on the platform, like involving body tracking and face rigging and things like that to try to get characters to have like rigged faces, and so that you could have your expressions move with the character's face or your body parts move with the character and stuff like that. That made it a little bit more like I was excited to play around with all these new features. So I got more involved. And since then, my effects have generated somewhere around 70 billion impressions on just TikTok. They've been shared millions of times and have been, I believe, videos that use my effects have been shared somewhere close to like 3 billion times. So it's a really wild thing. TikTok's amazing. And I've gotten the chance to work with brands like Song Candy to create AR campaigns where we incorporate the makeup product into the filter in a way that's organic and friendly and fun and creates a challenge. So I've had a lot of fun right now with TikTok, and that's really my background. And right now I'm just having fun making effects.
That is so incredible. Like just hearing that, both of your stories, I feel I have a bunch of questions, but I have so many more questions. Just because I'm fascinated. I like I said, I use TikTok all the time, and I've used some of the filters, even like the eyeliner ones, and you don't really know what's behind that creativity. So it's like very cool to see who someone who is and doing that type, working with that type of stuff. I want to get first to the main thing, and then I think we might talk a little bit more, but I know Joah is doing or was doing the eyeliner challenge. Can either one of you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to jump into that. So the hashtag Joah 30-second eyeliner challenge is really, like, when it comes down to it, it was Joah's way of engaging with their community and rallying behind a product that their fans already like were sparking to and loved, which was their lineup liquid eyeliners. These are eyeliners where, like, once I tried it, I was absolutely in love because it's just like, as you can see, I'm like, I love that, like that tight kind of like precision cat eye, which it made it so easy. It's infused with biotin. It helps strengthen your lashes. So, I always love, they say like, get you a girl who can do both. I'm like, that's my eyeliner. So really what it came down to is Joah was like seeking to drive brand awareness with Gen Z on TikTok. And they really wanted to have a brand ownable activation. And they wanted to create an experience around this like powerhouse product, right? And so in TikTok, the best way to really, have an activation as a brand is to show up by offering something of value, or at least just making sure that it's something that the community is going to really have fun with. So we really wanted to bring that playfulness of the brand into this activation. What the activation is we partnered with Paige, of course, to create this filter. So it's sort of like this gamified eyeliner filter that'll roulette through different eyeliner looks on one half of your face.
Yes.
As you're using that filter. And all of it is kind of like brought together with the power of sound from Song Candy as well. Where we created, it was like really a first ever that an American brand was using like a K-pop inspired song that was original to their brand. So we used that to really like bring this like fun kind of essence to the roulette eyeliner. And then as it goes through the different eyeliners, it'll land on one, and boom, you have 30 seconds on the clock to try to create it with on the other eye and try to like match that look.
Oh, wow. That is so fun. I mean, I've seen it, of course, on TikTok, and I've tried some of the trends, and now this is one that I remember seeing and being like, how am I going to do this? It's like, and a few times I'm like, okay. And it's like so fun. Just to come up with this concept is, I feel like it flew across TikTok like crazy. Did it get more people to want to purchase the eyeliner, do you know, or use that one specifically?
Yeah, definitely. So really good question. And I'm sort of letting the cat out of the bag here with this one. So we don't have the official report yet from TikTok, but they did give us preliminary results on this. And so with this campaign, we made sure that we were doing as much measurement as we could. Of course, we want to make sure that, first of all, we're giving back to the community. Again, brands who are showing up with just the intent of making a sale aren't really going to be the brands who are going to win on TikTok. You first have to become a part of the community, and you have to cultivate that community and uplift creators like Paige, and also just, again, lean into that playfulness of the platform. But in the back end, we did make sure that we were using measurement like a brand lift study. We were looking at things like favorability for Joah. We were looking at things like how many people were aware of Joah, like sort of before and after. We had a control group who wasn't going to be exposed to our content, to really look at the incremental lift between those who were exposed to the content. And then lastly, we did have intent to buy in that questionnaire as well. So really excited. TikTok let us know that we saw a statistically significant lift across all of the areas that we were activating in.
That is
So huge for a campaign.
Yeah. Paige, so when you, I guess, how did you approach this when you first heard about it, and, coming up with, I guess, different eyeliner looks and different ways to do it? And I guess to know different looks and what the challenge, make it challenging enough, but yet also fun where people feel like they can do it. How did you do that?
Yeah, so when they approached me to create this effect, they had a couple of effects that inspired them, or I had a couple of ideas that they wanted to create, and we kind of merged them together to create this mixture of like a roulette with just one eye, so the other eye you'd have to match, making it so that you get to look at that eye the entire time and then be able to try to recreate it on the other side, which is something that we had never seen before. So that was cool to be able to innovate in this campaign and try to come up with something new. And then we created 5 different looks, I believe, or 6, I think. And we had them cycle through. Yeah. And those looks were like based off of just different looks that we liked and we thought would be really fun to recreate, of different experience levels. So something for a beginner, something more advanced. And it was just really cool to pick out these different looks and then try to recreate them and make them look like how they would be achievable with eyeliner. And then actually trying them out to make sure that they were achievable before we launched. That was important too. And then once we were live, it was really fun to just see how people use this filter and how their different skill sets like align with their ability to do it within a certain time frame.
Yeah.
And I saw some people, like for me, it was like I needed the full 30 seconds to do it. And that was like me with me, like still being like, oh no, I maybe I after, because I'm not as skilled. But I saw some of the makeup artists that did this challenge do it in like 8 seconds, like just a swipe and a swipe. And like
That is incredible.
the more complicated ones they would do in 10 seconds. Like it was amazing to see that. You just see there's so much skill and people who understand how to do that, like working with the precision of the brush. It was it was amazing to see.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, and very cool to see something that you like, a concept, and then something that you created, all these people doing it and trying it out, and it essentially going viral, which is something not everybody gets a chance to see. And to be able to do that by creating a campaign like this is incredible.
Totally. And I think a fun thing just to add to that about AR filters, especially like for brands that are thinking about like, how do I get involved in TikTok, and brands that want to do a sort of challenge, and a lot of brands will want to like get their product out to people. However, I think the beauty of an AR filter is this allows everyone to play and engage with your brand, right? Regardless of whether they have that product at hand. They don't have to go out to the store and buy it. This could make them want to, but it's great because now you've lowered that barrier to entry and everyone gets to sort of experience the effect of your product. So with this, one thing that we kept in mind is everyone has different levels of experience, right? Just like Paige was saying, in terms of like your level of ability to create those different makeup looks. However, with Joah, their product makes it so easy. We actually did some test runs ahead of the campaign of like doing it with the Joah liner versus other liners we had in our handbag.
Yeah.
And Joah's definitely sped up that time, making it easier to achieve that challenge. So that was kind of like a little underlying message as well with the campaign. But we loved how this just allowed everyone to participate.
Yeah, and because they have 2 different liner, I know we spoke before to them, they have the 2 different types of eyeliners, the felt tip and the brush. Were both of those used for this? Like what, I guess it was.
Yes. Yeah. So formulation is similar in that they both have like the biotin in them. They're both like smudge proof and super, super pigmented. But really we left it up to the creators in terms of which one they preferred. Myself, I'm a big fan of the brush tip.
Really? That seems to be the one that I keep hearing about. So, and I use a lot of felt tip ones, so I would be curious to see how the brush tip one works.
I know. I feel like the brush tip is just it's precise and just a little bit more forgiving.
Oh, that's good to know, especially for someone who's trying to do like wing liners or something.
Yes.
I know, tend to struggle with that, which I wonder if like a filter like this helps people be able to do it a little bit easier too, maybe.
Definitely. It's almost like that guide so you can practice.
Yes, like I never tried those kind of looks in real life before this campaign, doing the ones where you have like a double wing, or you're doing something underneath that's more dramatic, like, and then using it for just the first time, trying to recreate those looks. It was like very precise using the Joah liner. Like it was just clean. And so it's an amazing thing having a brush that's like that, where you could just like get that detail, and you have so many less mistakes. Like maybe I just had to go back and fill in like a dot, something like that. But it was something I was able to do so fast because of that brush.
How did you, like, what is the process of creating filters like this?
So usually we start out with a concept, and we come up with like, we break it down into like what kind of technical features do we need to do to make this effect, to build it, and like what kind of assets do we need to create. Then from there, we create all those assets, usually on something like Procreate or on Photoshop, the face textures, if there's any kind of distortions or anything, or any kind of like other visual elements, we'll create outside. Then we go inside Effect House and we build the effect in there. And then we test it out afterwards and send the client the link. They get to try it out, and then you continue to build. And so it's really just a couple steps like that.
Pretty cool. I know. I always wondered how they were created. So, and I think it's nice to see that there's like an actual creative person behind the filters. Because I think a lot of times you think they're just like this digital thing that someone types in some code and it happens. It's like very cool to know that there's a person, a creative mind behind that. So I love that. I think this is really exciting. Do you have any plans for doing more things like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do more effects like this with Song Candy, or effects with Joah with Song Candy and stuff. Like we have a lot of ideas. Like I've come up with a couple of concepts since this campaign that I feel like would be fun. Maybe we could talk about it at a different time, but like I have a lot of ideas for different types of campaigns you could do with makeup. And this is an amazing one to be able to integrate a product into a challenge. Like I've seen before doing a challenge where you could have, mostly they're just getting a result and then sharing the result that comes out of the filter. But to be able to integrate a product into it, I had a lot of messages from people in the AR community, like other augmented reality creators, thought that it was so cool to see a product integration done this way. And to actually have like the digital version of the makeup and then have the real life version be on the other side. And so it's really fun. And there's a lot of different things we can do from here with different products or different types of eyeliner challenges.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, I'm even thinking like, like different lip looks, and there's so many different ways that you can go and do and try different things. It's a fun, creative way to do it, but then also incorporating different brands that are launching new products is very cool. So, where can we find both of you on social media?
I'm on all social platforms as Paige Piskin. It's just my name, and that's really it.
And I guess Song Candy and Christine.
For sure. I would say I would recommend you follow Song Candy on LinkedIn. We are there. I'm also on LinkedIn, Christine Hunt, or look for Christine Hunt Marketing, and I'll be there as a co-founder of Song Candy.
Perfect. I'm excited to see what other new things you're coming out with and share more about this. Is this still, I'm guessing the challenge is still going on?
It actually just concluded on 8/15. The content's still out there. Again, this is something that we're sort of gifting the community. So the AR filter is still out there. The song is still out there, which is like fun if you want to give it a listen. And it's synchronized with the challenge. So it helps you kind of like understand like when things are coming to close on that 30 seconds.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Is there a hashtag to go along with that people can to find it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's right. You said 30.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So it's hashtag Joah 30S eyeliner.
Yes, eyeliner. Okay. And I'll put that in the description box below too. It was so nice talking to both of you. I think this is so cool. And a kind of insider look on what really goes on behind the scenes and the new things that are happening with VR and TikTok. I think that's probably going to be the newest like innovations that we're going to see on platforms like TikTok and maybe even across some other ones. So it's nice to be ahead of the game and get to know a little bit about that. So I thank both of you so much for being part of this chat today.
So thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. We'll talk soon. Have a good day.
Take care. Bye.